Hello, Pisces friends. How are you guys doing? Welcome to my channel. I am the Intuitive Teacup. I am so excited to have each and every one of you here today. Welcome back to all the subscribers, to the returning viewers. Love you, appreciate you guys so much. Welcome to the newbies. I hope you enjoy my channel. I hope you enjoy some of the messages I'm gonna spin out for you today. So this is going to be a general message, right? For specifically the sign of Pisces, though cross watchers are welcome, or however you associate with Pisces, your sun, moon, rising, Venus. Not everything I say, you got poppers already, is going to resonate with all the Pisces out there. So please, please only take away messages for your best and highest good, and you will know what those are intuitively. You never need to force anything I say to fit your circumstance or your scenario. If it doesn't ring a bell, if it doesn't resonate, push it aside, toss it out. Sometimes messages will take a few days, a few weeks to resonate. Maybe something will click later down the road. And if it does, fantastic. That's great. That means it was your message, just took some time to resonate. Do check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs if you're interested for additional messages, for more clarity on what I'm presenting here today. And everything you're going to need to about this video will be in the description box below, including the decks I'm using, how to check your birth chart and get all those planets. And the websites, the social media. Website's under construction, so don't bother. But check me out on Instagram. I'm the Intuitive Teacup. Instagram as well as Facebook. Other than that, let's get going. For career and finances, for the Pisces gang, what can we get? We already had a bunch of poppers. Let's see if we can get one more. Anything else that Pisces needs to know? Career and finances. This one. All right, cool. So bottom of your, oh no, there's no bottom of the deck card. All right, there's no overall energy. Well, that means we're gonna have to dig deep to get it, all right? No worries, Pisces, I'll hook you up. All right, I'm gonna flip these over for now because I don't wanna be distracted by them. So, and general time span, I don't really do it that way. If you were meant to see this video, there's probably something in it that you can take away. I guess, I don't even want to put a timestamp on it. It doesn't matter. It's your career, right? Nothing is fixed. It's energy. There's no stop or start date. There's no timestamp. Sorry, guys. First card in the U section is the Innocent, the Fool. I love it. I love it for you, Pisces. I feel like this card has come up for you a few times in some of the other readings we did. Check out your other readings, by the way. There's a love spread. There's a monthly spread. There's a full moon Scorpio release spread. Check all those out. Okay, you are coming off as the Fool. New beginnings, starting off down a new road, not being tainted, not having baggage from the past that's holding you back, that's a burden to you. It's this beautiful brand new outlook on life. You may have just gone through a really important cycle, right? You may have finished out the world, the major arcana, and now you're starting fresh, you're starting anew. Maybe you bought a new home, maybe you're starting a new job, maybe you've moved to a new city. It's the card of newness and not having any sort of mental, emotional, physical baggage that's weighing you down. You almost float right off the ground as you walk. You're not afraid to metaphorically jump off the cliff because you just have faith in yourself and the universe that you'll land on your feet, you'll figure it out. It's such an optimistic card. It's the card of Aquarius and sometimes Aries as well. Too many clarifiers. Can we get one or two clarifiers for the Innocent card? Rebirth, absolutely. Okay, so the card of new beginnings. When we transition out of death, the card of Scorpio, right? This is another card of Scorpio later down the line in the major arcana. It's rebirth. So stick with me here. Sometimes I call this the whack-a-mole card. Do you know that game where the moles pop up and you bat them? This is just when you think everything is calm and peaceful and you're almost done with the game. That last one pops its head out and you got that thing and you got to deal with it, right? Because metaphorically, here's where I'm going with that. That wasn't just a random tidbit I was telling you. Metaphorically, it's like to wrap up a cycle. You need to reconcile things from the past. If you don't deal with them, if you don't put it to rest, if you don't find a healthy coping mechanism to deal with things of the past, they're just going to keep coming up. It's never going to end. You have to put it to bed, finally, whack it on the head, put it to bed. But you understand what I'm saying? Tie it up in a neat little bow so that you're at peace with it. This is what this is. Interestingly enough, Pisces, what I'm getting is that you've already started this new journey, but as I was saying, there actually is something that maybe you neglected to tie up in a cute bow. There may be something that it's like coming down the river. It's something potentially from your past, and it doesn't have to be bad. I will say that. It could just be something that you didn't see coming from your past. It's coming down the river. And I mean, this is in the shape of a pentacle. Granted, it's a baby, right? But it could be money. It could be funds. It could be an inheritance. Again, it's something from your past that hasn't been laid to rest. So it doesn't have to have a negative connotation, but you're in kind of this optimistic fool energy, like look or leaping before you look, if you will. And I'm just getting that it's more of a surprise. You're going to stumble upon something, I think, from your past. And maybe it has to do with a skill or talent that is going to earn you a lot of money. Maybe it's going to be a person, right? Maybe it's someone younger than you, a baby. Maybe it's someone younger than you. Maybe it's a Scorpio who's going to offer you some sort of avenue or opportunity, right? With this river, it's like float down the river. There's a whole ocean here. There's this huge amount of opportunity. The sun is just, I don't know if it's just setting or it's just rising. So that speaks to me about there's something in the future that could be profitable, that's going to make you happy, right, Pisces? Water. It's like you need to float down that channel. And yeah, I'm just getting, it's like find your niche, find your world, find your people, find your tribe. And I think you're headed there. This card does indicate travel or movement. There's good things ahead. And again, it could be a rebirth for you, a renaissance of sorts for all you creative, artistic Pisces. Maybe it's something you've dabbled in the past. And again, you gave up. I don't want to say you gave up, but maybe you did. Maybe some of you did. You didn't see potential in it, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, hey, by the way, remember that baby? Here it is again. Are some of you being visited by a child you didn't know you had? No, I'm kidding. All right, so that's sort of the interior, if you will. That's Pisces section. This section has to do with the exterior, what's going on day to day at work, maybe with your boss, with your coworker, whoever, the external. All right, so you have Mother Earth. So this is the World card in this deck. Interesting. So literally the two cards of cycles. The very beginning and then the very ending, the closing out. This is a card of complete peace, harmony, balanced. The 4 fixed zodiac signs are typically depicted in the World card, and that is significant because you have a Scorpio card. So Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo. Is that right? Yes. I was like, where's the water sign? Scorpio. We already said that. It talks about, again, closing out cycles, but fate, destiny, a completion of a download of lessons. You've metaphorically already gone on this fool's journey. You've met the cast of characters. You've met a lot of different people. You've experienced a lot of different conflict. You've experienced heartbreak. You've experienced passion. You've experienced love. Hardship, difficulties, lessons, wonderful things, good things, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And now you're setting off to do something else. So what I'm getting is that there's a whole other world of opportunity around you because you've already completed some sort of cycle and you're willing to I think, to take a risk, to venture off into something new. The possibilities that await you are endless. That's what I'm getting here. You hold the world in your hands. That's what she has here, right? There's a new cast of characters. There's new friendships. There's new relationships. There's new potentially business partners for you to take advantage of. And they all sing your song. Oh, I like that. I don't know why that just came through, but how I was saying, like finding your tribe by swimming down to the ocean, which is your natural habitat, Pisces. These people they sing your song, and they do, right? There's a fish, there's a turtle, there's like an iguana, there's a mermaid, there's lots of aquatic life, if you will. These people are your people. They're of your elemental suit. They have lots of love and compassion and feelings. They're artistic. Some of them might be very in tune psychically, right, with the universe. These people like to express themselves. There's something about like a hippie community. They might be very liberal in term, or not. I don't know if liberal is the right term. They may live an unconventional. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. They may live an unconventional life. They're free of restrictions and barriers. They're like you, Pisces. They're just the fish floating around and around and around, in a happy way. It's joyful. I actually see you as this lizard, I believe, or iguana. it's like you're basking in the sun. You didn't know how good it could be. This expression of it, you don't realize how stuck you were, or how, I want to say how bad it was or how numb you were, until you set off that journey and left and realized your potential, realized what the world had in store for you. It's like taking this risk, this rebirth, again, Pisces. Yeah, it's like a personal renaissance for you is what's coming through. You thought you were going to be blocked. You thought this was a barrier, but it's almost going to defy logics. It's going to defy physics. It's going to defy gravity. This baby is going to break through that barrier and float down the river. It's actually very metaphoric of the birth canal, right? And we think of the empress, right, who gives birth to babies, who gives birth to creativity, if you will, who's abundant, who's constantly creating things and putting it in the universe. I think that's what you're going to do, especially those of you who do work in a more creative field. Yeah, it's like you're soaking in the sun and you're basking in the glory, the pride of all your accomplishments, but more than anything, there's some sort of peace or relief that you're finally with your people. You're finally with this is kind of like your love reading. You're finally with the person you're supposed to be with, but that could even mean career. You finally found that job that brings you so much joy because you're doing what you love. You're in your natural environment. You're in your element. Can we throw a clarifier on Mother Earth for Pisces, please? What clarifier can we get? The Seven of Swords. Okay, interesting. So air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is sometimes a Capricorn card for those who are interested. Neither here nor there really for me, but the Seven of Swords can sometimes be the liar, cheater, thief card, the sneaking away. Okay, here's what I'm getting from this. Really, really interesting. How I was saying you didn't know almost how bad it was until you left and realized how good it could be. However that resonates for you. This is like the mundane of what you were doing every day. Your swords are down, your sword of truth, your logic, your clarity, they're all pointed down. They're kind of clustered together. There's no room to breathe, to separate the thoughts, to separate the day-to-day. It's like it all blurred together. You're not looking forward, you're looking in the past. And something about that is, again, this surprise factor of before you even turn your head forward to realize where you are, you fall off the cliff. And it's good. It was destiny. It was supposed to happen. It's like before you even realize it, you stepped into this riverbed and the current is so strong, it sweeps you down the river. And this is where you end up, Pisces. It's not so much sneaking away from, oh, you know what this is? This is you, I don't know if sneaking is the right word, avoiding, not realizing that you were destined for something greater, flying under the radar. That's what this is. You weren't going after things that you were destined to do, your true potential. You hadn't even tapped into it yet. Again, there's this surprise factor of you didn't even really see it coming. There's a renaissance for you, a rebirth. There's something very kind of like holy, biblical. You dunk your toe in the pool of intuition and in the pool of creativity. And it's just, I don't know how to say it. It's glorious. It's glorious. Reminds me of old school when Will Ferrell goes in the pool and he sees blue, right? He looks glorious. That's what you're saying here, Pisces. Oh, that's what I'm going to title your video. I have all these random film references because I'm a film nerd. I went to school for filmmaking and thought that that's what I was supposed to do. And now here I am reading tarot cards and I'm loving every minute of it. I don't think I was destined to be a filmmaker, but there were things I learned that, put me on the right path. I think that's what this is. Swords are ultimately lessons. They're things we learn. You had to go through this, Pisces. Even though maybe for years you felt like you were never on the right path, this could be you questioning your path, like looking like, is this the right way? I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. It's coming. You're about to go down the river wild, those rapid rivers, right? It'll be glorious. Okay, I'll stop. So, heart of your spread, the heart of the matter here, Pisces, is the high priest, the magician. I love this for you. So this is Gemini as well as Virgo energy, neither here nor there, but it may mean something to you. The manifester, the great manifester. This is for people who don't understand the term manifesting, right? Because it's kind of a weird, clunky word when you're not involved in that kind of tarot, esoteric, spirituality, hippy dippy stuff to some people, right? Manifesting is checking in with your mind. It's the inception of the idea. It's the realization that you're destined for greater things. It's checking in with yourself, and there's a need to understand it, to realize you have all the tools in front of you. And he does. This is what this card represents. He has the cups, he has the swords, he has the wands, he has the pentacles. What are you going to do with it? That idea of, oh, well, maybe if I take these and some of these, I could go there and do this. It's manifesting, but it starts in the mind. It's creating the dream scenario in your head before you even bring it to fruition. It has to start somewhere. It's the spark. It's that inciting action, but it starts with us. The magician is magical, right? He creates things. He has a wand, right? He is going to make his dream, his destiny, a reality because he's powerful. Again, lots of creative energy here. This is what you're going to become. I feel like this may be a few years away. It doesn't have to be, right? But this is in the future. This is you starting to realize that you could do something with it. It's like the moment your toe dips in this pool, you're like, oh, wait a minute. This is a realization moment for you, Pisces. That's what's coming in at the heart of the matter. Again, how I was saying, you didn't know where you were going. You were constantly questioning, is this the right road I'm supposed to go down? I'm sorry for all the shadows. The lighting is poor here, but this is you realizing the potential of your skills, of your talents, of your dreams, of your destiny. Oh, it's so beautiful, Pisces. I love it. And I love that this card is happening at night. I see the stars and I think of the stars, or I'm sorry, the star card, which is dreams, which is wish fulfillment, which is hopefulness for the future. And you also have to think it's dark out, right? So the moon is probably out there. The moon is your card, Pisces. The dreamer. What do you dream about at night? What do you dream about doing? What do you dream about creating? Even the way she's clutching the world, it's like when you dream and you clutch your teddy bear at night, what does that dream world look like? Where do you go in your dreams? What is that perfect scenario? What is that fairy tale ending? And I mean, this is a career spread, so it all has to do with what you want to contribute to the world. Share your gifts with the world. Share your magic, the magician. It's called the high priest, but it's the magician. Share your magic with the world, Pisces. And how do you do that ultimately? Because it's card number 1. So it's actually beautiful. It's like you're headed in the right direction. You go from 0 to 1. There's progress being made, but again, it's a completely new cycle. But you have some idea of what this is. It's not completely new. I could also see this, as I was saying, like the whack-a-mole, the final rebirth of things coming up from the past that you didn't know were still there. Any lingering self-doubt or questioning, lacking self-love, belief in yourself, self-empowerment that you're lacking. It's like that last mole that pops up to be like, you can't do this, Pisces. I don't believe in you. It's like an internal thought. Boom. Put that, I'll say sucker, but I wanted to say something else, to rest. Put that sucker to rest. Bring the hammer down and be like, nope, we're doing this because this is my destiny, this is my future, and I want it. And I'll stop at nothing to get it. Pisces, I love it. I'm so excited about this reading for you. Can we clarify the high priest for Pisces? This inception of the idea, this creativity, this magic they want to spread. King of Wands, the king of creativity, the king of passion, the king of upward growth. He's confident, right? He sits on his penis throne, right? That's what wands are. They're intense masculine energy. The Ace of Wands is the boner card. What gets you excited? What makes those flames, that fire burn inside of you, Pisces? It's the inception of the idea of the skills that you have. You already have them, Pisces. They're on the table in front of you. This isn't going to involve a huge amount of effort in terms of I have to go back to school, I have to take this course, I have to enroll in this class. Maybe a few things here and there, but most of the tools you have, or I mean, literally in this card, all the tools you have are on the table. You know, it's not going to take a tremendous amount of effort to become this queen, well, for some of you, why not? This King of Wands. I'm just getting the process has already been started, whether you realize it or not. This is like weird and hippy-dippy, but this metaphor is coming to me. This baby is you, Pisces, and it's almost like you got separated from your soul's passion, your future, your destiny. Somewhere you got separated along the lines and you took this route. And your true soul, your true talent, your skill, it's always been headed down the river. And this rebirth is you coming back to like catch up with yourself, to catch up with where you were supposed to be in life. It's like you got sidetracked to go off on some necessary adventure or some necessary learnings, right? With swords, lessons that needed to be learned. This path to your people, your tribe, your job, it got put on pause, but you didn't miss the boat. It's almost like this is the boat coming to pick you up, but it's waiting for you to maybe to get to this bridge so that it's like your physical body and your soul's destiny can meet and go to this riverbed together. And again, it's just like it's rebirth, it's renewal, it's celebration, it's creativity, it's passion, it's doing what you love. Wands can be our career. You're going to be the king of the career that makes you passionate, that burns a fire inside you. If the idea isn't there yet, it's coming. It's so hopeful. So what is your advice or guidance? You have the Page of Air. Sagittarius just got this too, if any of you are dealing with a Saggy. This is the analysis of something. Pages are younger energies, and that makes sense for you. They're not the ace. They're not brand new, but there's a base of knowledge they already start from. But they're still young. They're not the knight. They're not the queen. They're not the king. They're the page. Sometimes it can represent children. I see this as like baby to child, sort of. It's, again, how I was saying, meeting up with your soul, with your destiny, if you will. Let's go with that metaphor. Meeting up with your destiny, the path that you were supposed to take. Because it's a rebirth, there's something that in your childhood, maybe you were introduced to this idea or it was mentioned. It's not brand new. But now you're taking it in page energy and really analyzing like, oh yeah, maybe I am supposed to illustrate children's books. Or whatever it is for you. Maybe I am supposed to open my own bakery. Maybe I am supposed to be an archivist or there's a million different scenarios, but you're looking at the data and the details and getting a greater understanding, I think, of what this looks like. And this would happen after the inception of the idea. You have the idea, you have the spark. Now you're looking at the tools in front of you and like, well, yeah, I've always had X, Y, and Z, so maybe I can use those to do this. Or, my best friend is really good at math and numbers. Maybe I could use their financial advice. It's using the tools you have and understanding what you're going to do with it. It's maybe mapping things out, making a game plan. Can we get one clarifier on the Page of Air for Pisces? So that is your advice. We'll get to. Your advice is gain more knowledge, look into it. And again, for most of you, I'm not necessarily saying that this is like go back to school, get a new degree. For some of you, maybe, but for most of you, it's not. It's looking at the finer details, right? I read this great book, and I'm not getting paid to promote this. It's one of the best books I've ever read. It's called You're a Badass at Making Money. For people looking to start their own business, every single page I was highlighting because I so related to the material. It's a fantastic book, and a lot of it talks about when you have an idea of the business you want to start, you need to be very specific about what you want. And it's easy to be like, I want to work from home, I want great health benefits, I want this, but you have to be specific about the why. Sorry, Pisces, my video froze. Anyway, that's the universe, like, wrap it up. We don't need to hear about the book. It's a great book, and it talks about being specific about what you want. realistically, how much money do you want to make in a year? What would that do for you? Map it out. What would every single penny of that paycheck go to? That's what this is advising you. Be realistic, not realistic. Give an accurate description, the finer details. Put pen to paper about what it is that you want and how are you going to get there. That's really, really important here. Read that book. It's fantastic. You're a badass at making money. It literally, I want to say it changed my life, but it's a great book. So these came out in reverse. We'll bear that in mind. What's clarifying this, do the research, get specific about what you want, about the details. You have the Queen of Wands. Okay. So you do have a divine pairing here. I will say that, which again, this is a career spread. You know, if it resonates for love, great. But this talks about the soulmate idea of what is your soul being driven to career-wise, what talents exist within you that is like that soul connection of what you are going to offer the universe. These come to, you know, in theory, these pairings come together and they make a baby. They release creativity. They release something out into the world for others to see. Pisces, they release the baby out into the world. What are you releasing out into the world? You're mixing your skills and your talents. You're mixing your heart and your head. You're blending things together to create something new. She's in reverse though, so I take that to mean that there could be a delay, or because it's clarifying this analysis, you're not certain exactly what where the passion lies. Maybe there's different avenues or different ways you could approach this task, and it comes down to what aspect do you like most? What is the most, again, creative for a lot of you? You don't have to take on everything yourself. Again, you could ask your friend who's good at math for financial advice. You could hire an admin to do the boring secretarial stuff that you don't like. Channeling the energy, the creativity, it's like focusing it so that it can burst. It can be a powerful flame if that's going to land for any of you. This is in reverse. So it's either figuring out your passion or understanding how to capitalize. That's a good word for it. Capitalize on the creativity you have to get the biggest bang for your buck. Also the Five of Shields. Okay, so the Five of Pentacles, I like that it's in reverse. In the upright, this is sometimes the hardship card. It can be financial difficulties, feeling abandoned, going through a difficult time, trudging through the snow barefoot, being cast out by the group, being freezing in the ice storm. You're coming out of that. That's what you are coming out of. How I was saying, maybe for years you were constantly questioning, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I don't know where I'm going. You're coming out of it, but there's a need to, again, get clear on where your passion lies. Pisces, this is an amazing spread. I'm so excited for you. You and Sagittarian had kick-ass financial reads. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that resonated. I hope that inspired you. I hope that gave you some optimism, or at least opened your mind up to considering other possibilities. That's my goal with these readings, right? Please do like, share, subscribe if you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment if you so desire. I appreciate your love and support. Just watching this video means the world to me. Join me next week. We're probably going to do some spreads for the month of June. I can't believe it's almost June. But yeah, thank you for joining me, and I will see you probably next week. All right, bye guys.